Between the Griffin Survivor Catalyst and the Ballistic Hydra, if you're looking for everyday protection, go with this case when compared between these two. And if you're looking to go snorkeling or do stuff underwater with your phone, definitely go with Griffin Survivor Catalyst. Real usage, real reviews. MobileReviewsA.ca. Hey, it's Aaron from MobileReviewsA.ca, and today we're going to do a comparison video between the Griffin Survivor Catalyst and the Ballistic Hydra. This name always gets me. There's a Survivor and there's a Plus and there's a Catalyst. So both of these cases, the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst and the Ballistic Hydra, are waterproof as well as droppable. Now, they're waterproof past the kind of normal mark of 6 feet. Survivor Catalyst is waterproof up to 9. The Ballistic Hydra is waterproof up to 7. So depending on what you're planning on doing with your phone in these cases, if you're vacationing by a lake or ocean, then these two cases might fit your need. Now, based on our A rating system, both of these cases scored almost the same. This one was 3.6 A's out of 5, and this one was 3.5 A's out of 5. And on our scoring system, we base things on design, protection, and usability or functionality of the case. So we are going to step through those real quick. In terms of weight and bulk, the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst is a little thicker, while the Hydra is a little wider. And both of them are about the same height in terms of, well, height. Now, you don't notice the bulkiness of the Ballistic Hydra because, well, you can access the entire part of your phone, so even parts that aren't touch sensitive, so above the touch screen. The case allows you to see the whole thing. So you don't really notice that there is this plastic bumper around. The bumper actually adds a nice amount of gripability, but because you're always carrying your phone or using your phone through the thinnest part of the case, you don't really notice the extra bulkiness. Now, with the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst, you can definitely feel that your phone is encased in this hard polycarbonate, but it feels very, very bulky. In terms of installation, both of these cases are actually very easy to install. We did get caught up on the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst because without reading the instruction manual, you see all these latches and you pull them all apart and you think that you're going to pull these two latches out at the same time. No, you're only supposed to pull one at a time in order to uninstall the case. Now, in terms of the Ballistic Hydra, they've got these things called active latches. And these active latches, again, easy to install. In both of these cases, you could pop your phone in and out of them probably in less than a minute, which is nice. In terms of build quality, the Griffin Survivor Catalyst is a little higher than the Ballistic Hydra. Now, the problem with the Catalyst is that it will definitely show the wear and tear. So there's no rubber bumpers on this case. And so if you were to drop it on the ground like we have, your case is going to get scuffed up. So, over time, you're going to lose small bits and pieces of your case. And, you'd have to drop it, several of thousands of times before you actually wear through the entire polycarbonate. But the outside is basically this hard, clear plastic, and it just sucks and scratches like nobody's business. So the build quality gets knocked down a few notches for the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst case. Now, in terms of the Ballistic Hydra, the screen protector, the more you wipe it, so if you get stuff on the inside of the screen protector and you take like a microfiber cloth and you wipe it, you actually scratch the inside of the screen protector. So after a while, it looks like, you've been taking sandpaper on top of your screen protector, which is a little annoying. And sometimes the fit, I don't know if you can hear that. That squeaky, that's all the pieces don't stay tight together. The latches are nice and everything, but it doesn't feel like the entire case is really, really tight and really, really well put together. We've gone through 2 of these cases, and the first one was not waterproof. It failed a lot of water tests, and this one kind of failed the first few. Then we figured out that you have to install it in a certain way. And so the build quality is a little lower. It's lower than the Griffin Survivor Catalyst, from our opinion. In terms of drop protection, both these cases are droppable. I believe both of them are droppable from about 6 feet. Now again, the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst, it shows a lot of wear and tear. So if you were to drop it on gravel, you're definitely going to see some scuff marks. That's not the case with the Ballistic Hydra because you've got this gray thing is kind of a bumper that goes all around the entire case, and most of the time your drop's going to fall on that bumper. We did have one drop that didn't fall on one of the rubbery parts and it scuffed up the plastic, but again, the phone is fine. One of the neat things to notice is that the cases, usually require to have the phone kind of sit really snug inside the case, and they've got these bumpers that make a contact around the entire phone. Ballistic has these little plastic nubs that pop up, and that's part of the shock absorption. So the phone doesn't actually touch any part of the case other than the screen protector. It kind of sits on this layer of air, and that's kind of how Ballistic does their drop protection. In terms of waterproofness, both of these cases, well, there's water resistance and waterproofness. Both these cases are definitely water resistant. The Griffin Survivor plus Catalyst is definitely waterproof. The Ballistic Hydra, this is our second case, and I did the water testing for the first few times on the second case, and it still kind of failed, which was disappointing. Agata went and did it, and then her tests were much more successful. So I'm guessing you probably could put your phone in this and be okay with it, but between the first case and the second case, we noticed no physical difference between the case that was waterproof and the case that wasn't. So we can't tell you what to look for if you're going to buy this case. So in terms of waterproofness, well, we knocked it down a couple of notches. If you're looking for a purely waterproof case, then the Griffin Survivor plus Catalyst is a case that you should get. Now, in terms of screen protection, the Griffin Survivor plus Catalyst, the screen protector is a little thinner and it's very tight. So we actually did drop it on its face and the screen did survive, which is nice, but it doesn't feel like it's a very thick screen protector, whereas in the Ballistic Hydra, it's got a very thick screen protector when compared to the Griffin Survivor plus Catalyst. Now, both of these screen protectors are plastic, and so they will get scratched up and whatnot, but they will protect your phone. In terms of the functionality, using your phone inside these cases, both of them have some oddities to them. With the Griffin plus Catalyst Survivor plus Catalyst, the name of this case is awful to say. One of the things that the instruction manual does tell you is once you install your case, you have to depressurize your phone. So you got to pop open the bottom latch as well as the headphone jack, and the headphone jack plug does come off, but you can easily put it back on. But you have to depressurize the phone inside the case to allow the sound to come out. If you don't do that, then nobody is going to hear you speak, and you're barely going to be able to hear anybody talk. That really hampers the functionality of the phone, especially when you use your iPhone as an actual phone. Now, with that being said, if you're taking this on vacation, you're probably not going to be taking a lot of calls, so that might be something you can deal with. I could not. Now, in terms of the Ballistic Hydra, there wasn't that same kind of problem in terms of having the case muffle the sound through the bottom, but the plastic part at the top here, where the earpiece mic is, it doesn't sit completely flush on the phone. There's something different about it, and so it kind of vibrates, and it creates this echoing effect, and you can barely, it sounds like you're talking on a phone from the 1950s and 60s. The audio quality from the earpiece mic is incredibly poor, and that was a really big knock against this case. In terms of screen usability, the Ballistic Hydra comes out on top, only because there isn't any covering like you have here at the bottom of the Griffin Survivor. You've got this hard plastic thing. The Ballistic Hydra does not, so accessing the control center with iOS 7 is a breeze. You know, accessing your daily summary from the top is also a breeze, and getting to your camera, not a problem at all. Now, you can do all those things with the Survivor plus Catalyst as well, and one of the saving graces is that the lip at the very bottom has a 45-degree angle, so it doesn't come straight off the phone. It kind of has this little lift, and so getting to the bottom of the phone is quite easily. So you'll still be able to access your iOS 7 control center fairly easily, just not as easily as the Ballistic Hydra. In terms of viewability, the Ballistic Hydra well, because of all those scratches, you can definitely see all the scratches on the screen protector, and so that notches it down a bit. The glare isn't bad, but then you can definitely see that your screen protector is very scratched up. Now, for the Griffin Survivor plus Catalyst, the glare coming off this case is really bad. So you can have a light source, but then, you know, the reflection coming off the case, it just kind of scatters all the light, so you'll have a very fine you can have a very fine light source shining on this case, and then all of a sudden, you know, you can't really see your phone underneath it. Both of these cases have case enhancements, which is nice. The case enhancements for the Survivor plus Catalyst is a waterproof plug as well as a wrist strap. So if you're going snorkeling, you're probably not going more than 10 feet. The average person isn't. I can barely go down 2. I'm a really bad snorkeler. But, you know, you got the wrist strap, and so you can be, you know, doing your thing with your hands, and you can definitely snorkel with this case. Now, the Ballistic Hydra doesn't have anything for a wrist loop, so you're probably not going to be taking this snorkeling, but it does come with a belt clip, and that belt clip is much more usable than the other ballistic belt clips that we've used. So They're kind of meant, I don't know, I wouldn't say they're meant for different things, but if you're going and doing a lot of water sports, like going underwater, snorkeling and whatnot, the Griffin Survivor Plus Catalyst is the case to get. The last thing I'll talk about is the price, and both of these cases, they're priced about the same. So on their websites, they're between $70 and $80 per case. So, you know, these aren't cheap cases, but they will get the job done. So if you have any questions about these cases, leave them in the comments section below. Find us on Google+, Twitter, as well as Facebook. I'm Aaron the Ho. I'm a reviewer at mobilereviewsa.ca, and everything that we review is based on our using it for at least 1 to 3 weeks. So we actually go through the process of using the entire case during our daily lives to see which ones work and which ones don't. So if you found this guide to be useful, or this comparison video to be useful, please share it, give it a thumbs up. We've also got other comparison videos for waterproof cases. We've got ones for the nude versus the Catalyst and the free versus the Hydra, as well as some other ones. We do a lot of comparison videos between cases. So find those in the comments, or not comments, in the description section below, or find them on the annotations on the screen. Thank you for watching.